we're just surviving. We're just saying, oh God, I hope this deal closes because if it doesn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. That is not thriving, and that's not where I want you to be. Welcome back to Build Your Business with Brittany, the real estate agent training series where we turn hustle into closings and knowledge into confidence. I'm Brittany Handura, real estate agent, coach, and investor, and I'm here to make real estate easy for you. I want to help you build a business you love and a life you're proud of. Let's dive in and level up your real estate game starting now. Are you following your own plan or just caught in someone else's rhythm? Are you running a business or just surviving in real estate? So when we really think about our business, remember it's our business. It's not about somebody else's business. It's not our brokerage's business. It's our business. So it's your job to really plan it out. And if you're not, you just fall into somebody else's plan. So this happens a lot if you're like on a team and you're really just making money for your team leader. Are you on a team that really prioritizes your growth and your maturity in this business? Or are you on a team that just focuses on padding your team leader's pockets? So we want to figure out, we want to get into our own plan and not be in somebody else's rhythm. And a lot of times we're just surviving. We're just on that hamster wheel. We're just doing things that we think we should do because this is what we've heard, even though they're not really working. And that's really what happens when we're just surviving. We're not thriving in real estate. We're hoping and praying for leads to fall out of the sky, but we're not thriving. We're just surviving. We're just saying, oh God, I hope this deal closes because if it doesn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. That is not thriving, and that's not where I want you to be. So if that's where you find yourself at this midpoint during the year, I want you to really think about if this is where you want your business to be or if you want it to grow. And so obviously, I think everybody's going to say, no, I want my business to grow, but am I willing to do what it takes to run my own business? Am I willing to do what I need to do and make sure that it actually happens? Now, here's the reality check piece of that. What's working? Be honest. And what's dragging? So we all have things in our business that are working. We all have things that are not working. For some of us, you may be going out and door knocking all the time, and then you realize, you know what, this is really not getting me anywhere. I haven't closed a deal. I don't have any business coming from door knocking. Maybe you're doing cold calling and same thing. You're getting some people who are talking, some interest, but you've been doing it for 2 years and you haven't seen any kind of progress. That is dragging. That's something that is not working. Especially when we talk about our business and really, we're coming into these times that are very uncertain. It's very volatile. And so when we are thinking about the volatility of the coming market and really this current market, we have to really trim the fat. We really have to say what is working, what is not, get rid of the things that aren't working, because you can't afford, realistically, you can't afford to be doing things over and over and over that aren't working. Now, here's what I always tell people. Anytime you start something new, you need to give it 6 months. So if you're going to be doing a new lead generation tactic, you need to give it 6 months of actual concerted effort to be able to determine, did that work or did it not? So if you're saying, okay, I'm going to go and do 6 months of whatever, let's say direct mail, and your direct mail is going to cost you $500 a month. Well, you need 6 months of $500. That's what, $3,000? You need $3,000 to make just dedicated to direct mail. If you don't have that today, don't start direct mail. So think about some of the lower cost lead measures or the lower cost lead generation tools. 100% of the time, that's going to be SOI. Sphere of influence. 100% of the time, you're going to want to go after your sphere of influence. Open houses are another inexpensive way to go about it. Even online ads, that's something that is going to be top funnel stuff, meaning it's going to be a bunch of people who are just kind of kicking the tires, and they're not really going to be people who are ready to make a deal. But those are going to be people who you're getting into your database for a lower cost, because online ads are not as expensive as, say, paying for Zillow leads, which, by the way, are not very good anyway. So you want to make sure that you have enough money to put into your business to make sure that you can do any of these lead generation tactics that you're wanting to do for at least 6 months. And if you can't do it for 6 months, then don't even start it yet. Have that in your mind as something that's a goal for when you have a closing or when you have something to do. Put that aside. But remember, you have to have the 6 months worth on top of what you already have set aside in your budget. So if you say, okay, I have exactly $3,000, well, that's not going to be 6 months worth of a $500 campaign. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not going to be 6 months worth of a $500 campaign. That's going to be maybe 4 months worth, because remember, you still have expenses you have to pay. You still have fees, maybe desk fees, maybe brokerage fees, maybe whatever you have, you still have fees to pay, MLS dues. So make sure that you're not being so slim and trim on your budget that you're not being realistic. All right, so figure out what is working in your business and what's not. If there are things that are not working that you've tried for a good amount of time, even if there are things that people say, oh, this is the best thing, you should be doing this. If it's not working for you, then don't do it. Or at least don't kill yourself to do it. So for instance, if you're somebody who is really just not good at converting an open house lead and you've done it for 2 years and you say, you know what, this is not working for me. Maybe this is something that you say, okay, I'll do them every once in a while, or if it falls into my lap, or if I happen to be available, but it's not something that you have to go hard and charge after. So keep in mind, I'm not saying like, definitely don't do open houses, because open houses are actually one of the best ways to get leads right now. But you're going to have some open houses where you get 0 leads, and you're going to have some open houses where you get 5. So you want to make sure that maybe if you find something that's dragging, it's actually just a skill you need to hone. Maybe it's actually you need to get in there and do some conversion role play, or you need to do some conversion training. You need to figure out how to convert those open house leads. So think about what's dragging and really figure out where are you going to put your time, energy, and effort the next half of this year. Now let's think about where are your leads actually coming from. So this is kind of like what wasn't working, but what is working. Think about the deals that you've recently closed, or if you haven't closed any deals, think about the people who are saying, yes, I want to work with you, and figure out where are those people coming from. Is it your SOI? Is it your social media? Is it an online lead? Is it from a referral from another agent? Where are those leads coming from? And double down on that. Because if you can figure out your secret sauce, that is what you want to do, especially if you're not where you want to be in this point in the year. So if you're saying, hey, I had a goal to close 10 transactions this year and I've only closed 2, it's going to be tough to close those extra 6 if you're not really, really, really intentional. Or 6, 8. You have to be extremely intentional. So you have to dissect and figure out, okay, where did those 2 deals come from? Where did those 2 closings come from? Or like I said, it doesn't even have to be closings. If you're like, Brittany, I haven't even made a single sale, then that's okay. Where are the people who are saying, yes, I want to work with you? Who are those people? Maybe talk to them and say, hey, I know you're interested and now might not be the time, but who else do you know who I should be talking to? Reach out and have these conversations. This is how you're going to close more deals. All right, pro tip for new agents especially, focus beats frenzy. Pick 2 lead levers to master now. Don't go beyond that. Don't say, I'm going to pick 47 leads and really try hard for all of those. That's too many. It doesn't work. One of the things that I always tell you is your SOI should always be top of your lead generation, because always and forever, top producers, new agents, everyone say they get 75%, maybe more, of their transactions, of their closed deals from their SOI. Now, maybe that's a referral. Maybe that's your SOI actually buying from you. Maybe that's your social media with people saying, I see you all the time. You're obviously doing good work. So now I want to work with you. So focus on 2. I always say 2 to 3. Now, statistically, the top 2 are going to be your SOI, always and forever, and open houses. So remember, I just kind of talked bad about open houses, but I'm not talking bad about open houses in general. I'm saying if you have given a concerted effort and you still haven't closed any deals from an open house, maybe you need to do a little extra training, or maybe you just need to say, you know what, open houses aren't for me. I'm not going to spend all of my time doing open houses. But open houses are a really good way to start because it really doesn't cost any money. It's really very inexpensive to do open houses. I mean, what are the costs you have? Maybe flyers, maybe you have refreshments that you are paying for, maybe you're needing to buy signage. But for the most part, a lot of your brokerages have signage there. You don't have to buy open house signs. They have signs that you can use. A lot of times you can go into your brokerage and they pay for you to use the copy machine. They pay for you to print stuff out. They pay for all of this stuff. So sometimes it doesn't even cost anything, but you want to make sure that you're doing some of these lower cost activities. So I say, if you're going to pick 2, pick SOI and open house. But if you want to pick 3, just pick one more thing that you like to do. If it's door knocking, do that. If it's cold calling, do that. If it's social media, do that. If it is online paid ads, do that. But don't pick any more than that to really focus on. Once you start gaining traction, that's when you can start focusing on some of these other things. And that's when you can really start picking up some extra lead generating things. Because also, we'll talk not next week, but the week after about some AI tools that you can use, because AI is only going to help enhance your business and enhance your productivity. So a lot of times you can start using AI to help in some of these tasks, in some of these follow-up tasks especially, but you want to be really strategic about it. So that's just a little plug for in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a training on AI and it's going to be good, if I do say so myself. But basically, we want to choose 2 lead levers. And remember, eventually you can add on, but don't do craziness. I know when you first get excited, when you first start, you're excited and you want to do all kinds of things. You want to do everything. Throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. But focus beats frenzy. Make sure that you're focusing in on what you want to do, because that is going to get you paid faster every single time. Next up, let's talk about identifying your big life reset. So we talk about your big life pretty much anytime we do a business planning session, anytime we do any kind of a reset like this, we want to talk about what's your big life, what's the big goal, and then let's break it down to say, okay, well, what do I need to do today? We work backwards, right? So let's ask ourselves, what are you building this for? Before we continue, I want to remind you that if you're looking for even more real estate resources like an open house roadmap or a social media content calendar, then click the freebie link below, because I have all kinds of resources to make real estate easy for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now let's jump back in. Are you building it for you to have a lush, posh life in the lap of luxury and go on 3 European vacations a year and go to Cancun? And if that's what you're building it for, great. If you're saying, no, I want to do something a little more altruistic, I want to be able to build an orphanage for kids, or I want to be able to I want to improve the dog kennels at my local shelter, whatever it is, what is it that you're building this for? Maybe you say, I want to have college funds for my kids or grandkids or my niece or nephew or whatever it might be. What are you building this for? We want to get really specific because the more specific you are, the easier it is to keep going when the going gets tough, because the going's going to get tough. And we are in one of those markets right now where the going's going to get tough. And here's the thing, 70%, this number might be a little higher, 70% of all real estate agents don't make it past their first year. I don't want that to be you. I want you to make it past your first year, and I want you to be thriving after your first year. But what happens is that life happens, right? We're not focused. We're not intentional. We just think like, oh, all of these deals are going to fall into my lap. And that's just not the case. We have to go out. We have to drum up business. But to have the focus of what are we building this for, that's where we're going to be able to keep moving forward when we haven't met our goals that we want to meet. And we're not where we want to be at the middle of the year. We want to keep moving forward. We want to still do this for our end goal. We want to be able to say, this is what I'm building this for. Number 2, what does success mean to you? What does success look like to you? The best part about real estate is that this is your own business. You can do whatever you want in this business. And if you say, I only want to work part-time, I only want to do this as like a retirement job, you can do that. Now, what I do tell people is if you're only working part-time, you can't expect even part-time results. Real estate is realistically a full-time job. And part of that is just because you're going up against people who eat and breathe real estate every single day. And if you're not doing that, if you're just trying to do this for fun or on the side or whatever, it's going to be really hard for you to be able to represent your clients well. So just keep that in mind that, like real estate is really not meant to be part-time. Now, I am a huge proponent for start part-time and like get in more full-time as you go, because it is difficult to get started. And I want to make sure you are starting with success. Actually, on that note, I want you to make sure that you guys are keeping an eye out for some really good things coming your way. I'm finishing up a video course for you that is specifically tailored to newer agents to start with success. So when we talk about just getting started, this is going to ramp you up really in a very good way. So make sure that you're keeping an eye on your email inboxes. It's going to be coming out very soon. So let's keep talking about this. What does success mean to you? Success can look different for different people. Maybe success means that you want to be making $500,000 a year, $1 million a year. And maybe for somebody else, they say, you know what, success is just making $100,000 a year, $60,000 a year. Whatever it is, we have to understand, what does success look like? Maybe it's not tied to a number. Maybe success actually just means that I am feeling happy and confident with my life. Maybe it just means that I'm comfortable, I can pay all my bills, and I can take a couple vacations a year. You have to determine what success looks like to you. But the key is that even if you have these, like altruistic ideas, all of these things have a number. So I've worked with agents in the past. I work with lots and lots of agents and lots of different business models and business types. And one of the things that I hear a lot of people talking about is, I'm not money motivated. I'm not motivated by the number. I'm motivated by helping people, or I'm motivated by making sure my grandkids are happy and successful and, like whatever, they have their college fund set up. Whatever it is, they say, I'm comfortable. I don't need to work. But we still need to be motivated by something, because if we're not motivated by anything, we're not going to do anything. When the going gets tough, we're going to get going. So we have to keep in mind, what are we building this for, and what does success look like to us? Because we are going to face these times where it's going to be tougher. And keep in mind that even if we have these ideas where we're not money driven, everything costs money, right? If you want to build an orphanage, that costs money. If you want to send your grandkids to college, that costs money. If you want to go on vacation, that costs money. So we always talk about money doesn't buy happiness, but money can buy things that will make you happy. So yes, we don't want to get stuck in the rat race of just always trying for the next thing, and nothing is ever good enough for us, which is why we really want to define success. Because we also, on the flip side of this, we also can be making $500,000 a year and say it's not enough. I need to make $1 million. I need to make $2 million. I need to make $10 million. So we want to make sure that we have come to a point in ourselves where we say, yes, this is what success means to me. So figure out what that big life is, put a number on it, and work backwards to say, okay, how many transactions do I need to close to be able to get there? That is when you can identify success for yourself. That's when you can really make it so that you are actually progressing and getting traction instead of just feeling like you're in that rat race. I know that. Hamster wheel. That's what it is. And then finally, what part of your life needs realignment? So we're going to jump into talking about different parts of your life, but what of these parts of your life need to be realigned? They need to be tweaked a little bit because very often we're not fully aligned. A lot of times we are out of step with who we are or what we're doing, or one part of our life is really good, but it makes it so that another part of our life is really suffering. So as you just do kind of like an overview of your life, where do you feel like there's a part of your life that needs realignment? Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a real estate thing. This can be any part of your life that needs some realignment. Where is your focus and where should it be? So let's talk about this. We want to come to an intersection of all of these things. Our job, hopefully, is a combination of what you love. What do you love to do? Do you love helping people? Do you love animals? Do you love your grandkids? Do you love travel? What is it that you love? And we want to figure out what we're great at. Are you great at selling houses? Are you great at showing people? Are you great at educating? Are you great at talking with people? Are you great at converting? Are you great at the sales? Figure out what piece of this are you great at? What pays you? So again, we go back to what actually gets us paid. So if you say, hey, I'm really good at hanging out with people, but it doesn't ever translate into business. Okay, well, maybe we need to tweak that and figure out how we can translate that into getting more business. A lot of times I talk to people who just have like tons of friends and this huge network, and I tell them like, this is part of your unfair advantage. Take full advantage of this, because this is one of those things that helps you align all of this. And then the fourth one, what the market needs. So maybe the market needs somebody who can explain things. Maybe the market needs people who are really connected to the community. Maybe the market needs somebody who is an expert at investment properties or short-term rentals or anything like that. So we want to find the intersection of all four of these: what you love, what you're great at, what pays you, and what the market needs. When we find that intersection, that is when things start to align, because that's when it doesn't feel like, oh God, I hate my job. I don't want to go into work. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. This is what's going to get us past the hurdles. This is what's going to get us doing the rest of this year. We're going to be able to make it through because all of these parts of our life are aligned. If we have something that we love, but we're not great at, it's really going to be hard to actually get paid and pay the bills, right? But if we have something that we love to do, like if we love the real estate piece, the real estate piece, that's pretty broad. But if we love like the sales piece, or if we love meeting new people, or if we love, like whatever piece of this real estate puzzle you love, and it coincides with what you're great at, and that it gets you paid, and that you can see that this is what the market needs, you are going to win every time. So figure out what that looks like for you and what piece of that it is for you. Because again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to take away the stuff that is not serving us, and we're trying to double down on the stuff that is. Now, let me give you a little pro tip. I use ChatGPT all the time, like every day. And so remember, I told you in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about AI and how it can help you in your business. One of the things that it can do is you can have a conversation with it, and you can say, this is what I'm really good at. This is what I love to do. This is what actually gets me paid. And this is what I see that the market needs. And you can ask ChatGPT, give me a daily schedule figured out, tailored to me with what I love to do, and how do I actually close deals doing this. A prompt like that, now that just came off the top of my head, so you can clean up the prompt, but a prompt like that is going to get you something really, really valuable. ChatGPT is going to spit something out that's going to give you like a daily routine. It's going to give you something that is going to help you so much in figuring out, what do I do? How do I do it? What do I focus on? Because remember, we don't want to focus on too many things. So it's going to help you figure out what you focus on. And it's going to make it so that it clarifies your daily schedule. Lynn, go ahead. Okay, so this just came off the top of my head, so I might not be able to exactly say it. And make sure you're with me in 2 weeks, because we'll dive into a bunch more of this kind of stuff. But what the prompt that I would say is, I would take this little diagram and I would say, okay, ChatGPT, here's what I love to do. Here's what I'm great at. Here's what actually closes deals for me. And this is what I see that the market needs. And then you're going to ask her to, I say it's a her, you're going to ask her to create either a business plan or a schedule or something that can actually drive business to you, that can help you close deals. And it's a conversation. So you can kind of put this conversation in, and if she spits something out that you're like, no, that's not what I'm talking about, you can tell her, that's not what I'm talking about. Here's what I want. And you can say, I want a daily schedule, or I want a business plan, or I want whatever it is that you might want. And she'll spit something out for you that is actionable. She'll give you something that helps you align all of these pieces of your life. So I hope that's helpful. And let me pop in the chat too. Let me just see. Yes, you are welcome. I also have a day in the life of an agent schedule. Let me pop it in the chat for you. It's something that you can go on. It's like a Google form, and then I'll send you a day in the life schedule. We've talked about it the last couple weeks, so you might have it already, but I want to make sure that you have it. If you're watching on video, it's in the link in the description below, but it is going to be something that is a nice place to start. It's like a daily routine. If you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't even know where to start. Start by tailoring your day around this Life by Design schedule, or not Life by Design, the day in the life schedule and routine. And if you can like pop that into your calendar and just go by that, you're going to get success. You're going to build those habits that you need to actually get some traction. I hope that helped. And don't forget, we're here live every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join me live to get your questions answered in real time by registering at the link in the description below. Let's keep building, growing, and closing those deals. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with another agent who needs this. You've got this, and I've got you. And I'll see you in the next video.